Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. I think in today's episode, after having explored the Royal Society here, we are going to find Purance. This is the goal. It has been eluding me this whole time. I've been given a hint that it is. I have come close. I have come close many times. I have a horrible feeling. That means that it's in the same area as Warbly Just a Mare, considering that's basically where we've been this whole time. So let's make sure we have enough supplies and fuel before we set off. Just buy, I don't know, 3 and 3. That should give us enough. Our terror's looking okay, so I'm not too scared. Let's have a look at our map. I don't think it's the clockworks. I mean, of course, it could be here. It could be here. This area here looks awfully suspicious. It could also be up here. I'm pretty sure it's in the outer ring. It could be down here, but I don't think it is. I think it's back up here. I have a funny feeling. So let's just set off, hope for the best. I hope we don't come across anything nasty. We did fix our ship in the last episode, which means I'm not going to be quite so scared of combat. Unless it's a guest, in which case then we're running. Do you reckon we can go north? Let's see if we can go north. Because if we can get out of here without having to go the long way around, that would make a few of our destinations easier. Up here, maybe. Of course, it could be a dead end, and if it is a dead end, we're in trouble. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it is a dead end. Okay, I don't really want to go all the way down here. Oof. Guess I could go up this way and through the bit we haven't gone through. I haven't sent out the Ratanol. This is something I thought about at the end of the last episode. So I may do that, you know. That's why I kind of got all these extra supplies, to see if we can send out the rat. In fact, I'm going to send him out right now just to see what happens. Your scout returns. What has it found? Oh, stuff up there. We'll see what that is. Oh, he does a little trumpet thing whenever he leaves the ship. That's going to get so obnoxious, but it's so amazing. All at the same time. Okay, watch out. This is where time is broken. We are spending a lot of time in the same places in Albion. I do find myself being very inefficient in my travels here, but if we can find Purance, that's so many of our missions right now are all at Purance. It opens up so much stuff. We do need to go to the mausoleum for the Tinkerer in the Royal Society. It's one of the locations we need to go to. So we could try and do that. I mean, the mausoleum is not really on the way, so it's not something I'm going to do right now. But it's something to keep in mind if we do need to go back to the mausoleum, because if I get that done now, it means I won't have to come back to Albion later. Well, I say that. I'd have to come back to speak to the Tinkerer anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. It could be the last one I do, or it could be the first one I do, until we unlock the Blue Kingdom, or Eleutheria. It was Eleutheria, wasn't it? Not the Blue Kingdom. Okay, let's see what this question mark is. Hopefully not a terror. The air grows amber with dust blown from the crags. Distinct lack of things trying to kill me. Oh, is it just a wreck? Wow, I haven't seen a wreck for a very long time. The Junker, huh? Please don't spawn something nasty. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark. Its engine silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. We could fix our last piece here, but 54% chance. You know what? Let's just repair our hull. Let's not risk it. Engineers don sky suits and retrieve the salvageable plating, using it to patch the worst of your locomotive's damage. We are back on full class. I am still of the opinion that we need to fill our train with as many rats as humanly possible. That's something that I may try and do. We don't need to go north here, we need to go east. We are at least exploring parts of the map we haven't been to. I think these are just travelling lanes. I don't think there's anything interesting here, per se. Nothing too interesting, anyway. I'm thinking if I can cut up here and cut through here, it might be easier, quicker. It's quicker to travel on the inner lines. There is something chasing me. What is that? I think it was a Takady, but it was flying a bit weird, so it could be a guest. Let's just pretend we didn't see it. Golden Dreadnought? What? What are you doing here? I feel we are way outside of... I'm gonna... Okay, so we get to drum kit every other time, huh? What is that Golden Dreadnought doing all the way out here? Normally the Golden Dreadnoughts are around the Throne of Hours, not just out randomly. If I was a braver man, I'd try and kill it to get its cargo, because I'm pretty sure they drop some really good stuff. They're also, like, you know, horrendously deadly. Let's not forget that that's the Empress's elite guard. Oh, let me guess. I need an assaying device, which I really should go and buy. God damn it. Yep. I could go get one, like, right now. I am really close to London. I suppose that's why he's here, isn't he? He's just kind of flown down. Do I want to go get an assaying device? Nah, we'll leave it for now. That's a mistake. I really should go and get one, but... it'll take time out of the episode, and I don't really want to waste time going to London. Even though I could get the terror reduction, I guess, from London. It might work out. I think we're gonna... hopefully we can fly through here. I think Daniel's thwart, I'm pretty sure. I think this is Purance over here. I think. I could be incredibly wrong. I remember Purance being in a completely different place. Like, on the inner ring. But it's possible I'm remembering Albion before they changed the layout of Albion. Because originally Albion was a big empty space where you could just go anywhere. They didn't have any of these, like, warrens and runs and things. Very long time ago. If there is a video, like, really bad video of it on my channel back when I first started playing Sunless Skies, when it was in the beta phase and they were rolling out the areas. And if you can go back to look at it from a historical perspective, it's really interesting. From a content perspective, I wasn't very good. I mean, I'd argue I'm still not very good now, but I'm slightly better than I used to be. I'll give myself that. Oh, shh. Nope. 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 Bye. Good luck. The sky is the colour of roses, like the setting of an aging sun. Yeah, we're not even gonna frickin' bother with that rubbish. Oh no, he's coming back. Skyhenge. I don't know what Skyhenge is. Old, cold ruins stand here, the work of a conquered sun. Straightforward. Right, I'm gonna send out the rat. I keep wanting to say bat. Yeah, is that it right there? Can I go over the top of this? This looks like not being able to go over the toppable. This is how I somehow missed it all this time. It's right on the edge. Right on the edge of Albion. I try to avoid the edges of Albion space. It is full of terror. Ah, Golden Dreadnought. That's a good sign. Here it is. Here it is. Can I go under this? These are green, right? That means I can go through them. The dependent devil. Nobles sell their souls to send their progeny here. What will they pay to leave? Purance. Man, imagine being the MP of Purance. That would be really cool. The parlour. It'd be a real pain. They have to deal with all these rich people, though. On approach, Purance looks like an opulent mansion caught partway through a genteel explosion. Each constituent set of rooms accounted for, but separate and out of place. Each is connected in a rough circle by narrow, winding passages. The steep roofs are topped with shingled turrets and precarious towers. The elegantly disassembled country house perches on top of a soot-stained, windowless factory whose chimneys belch gouts of smoke and fire. We can enter the parlour. The docks face a set of polished oak doors carved with a series of masked figures dancing the quadrille. The windows in the parlour are shuttered, the light stained with pale yellows, blushing pinks, and bruised violets. Lit with the illusion of dawn, or perhaps dusk, you see a room cluttered with stiff-backed armchairs and decorative chaises, set against savagely floral wallpaper in shades of burgundy, violet, and a Brunswick green. A portrait of the Empress, unsmiling, hangs in an ornate gilt frame. A few visitors mill about, casting speculative glances at the exasperated butler while they pretend to examine the decor. Well, first things first, let's write ourselves a port report. Purance is a jewel in the Empire's crown, where its favourite sons and daughters are pampered, protected, and preserved. And held hostage, but let's leave that bit out. The visitors are puffed up with importance and embarrassingly eager to tell you how they obtained an invitation to the Halflight Mask. Some through patronage or long service, others through less salubrious means. All are desperate to spend a day in the company of the glittering inhabitants of Purance, the brightest stars in Albion's firmament. For here, the sons and daughters of Her Majesty's most important courtiers reside in eternal youth and sophistication. Sounds like a fantastic place, doesn't it? Let's talk to the exasperated butler. He appraises you with an officious disapproval that testifies to years of devoted training. Yes, and? He demands. He leafs through a leather-covered logbook to make clear that he is, in fact, terribly busy. Can you tell me about the nature of Purance? What is this place? He sighs. This is Purance, the home of the Halflight Mask. Here, Her Majesty has created a single perfect day wherein the finest examples of the Empire's youth may reside for all time. At the day's end, there is a grand ball. When it is over, the day is spun anew with fresh hours, and all begins again. No one who resides here will age even a single day. Visitors are permitted, of course, relatives and a few select others, as long as they have an invitation, he says, pointedly. How do I get an invitation to the Halflight Mask? How does one get in, exactly? If one must ask how to obtain an invitation, one probably shouldn't have it. Typically, they are granted to the relatives of residents. However, the Ministry of Public Decency may award invitations to those who have served the Empire. We also receive an unusual number of visitors from the Royal Society. An invitation permits the bearer entry to a single instance of the mask from morning to evening. You thank him, but he clearly wishes to impress upon you the grandeur of the matter. It is a great honor to be invited here, and an even greater one to be rewarded with residence. The Empress is most generous with her favored servants. Gives you a sharp look and adds, and we are all her servants, are we not? Okay, well, can we ask about the debutantes? Who is permitted to reside here? Why, they are the sons and daughters of Her Majesty's most valued, most trusted counselors and confidants. The residents want for nothing, they need fear nothing. They will not grow old or know care or worry. They will be preserved forever in the flower of their youth and innocence. These are the gifts that are Her renewed Majesty's to grant. Can they leave? He has been suspiciously silent on that score. Why on earth would they want to do that? To do so would seem remarkably ungrateful. Yes, prisoners. Okay, well, goodbye. Goodbye, he says in the tone of one who has been relieved of a terrible burden. Okay, well, while here, I guess I should try and stand for Parliament in Purance. The debutantes wouldn't sully their perfect day by voting, of course, but perhaps some of Purance's servants and chaperones might be moved by democratic spirit. Oh no, my veils is low. Wait, don't I have high veils? Okay, no, I have high-ish veils. Okay, well, 64%. Cross your fingers, it'll be alright. It's only refunded if I win. Boo. Oh, sweet. At least a few of the people bother going to the polls. The votes are in. An angry lady in a silken gown harumphs at her defeat. Her charismatic gentleman makes all the right sympathetic noises, until finding out that he too has been defeated. You wait for your name to be called out. Sure enough, the people chose well. To a smattering of applause from the handful of the public who bothered to show up and vote, you rise from your chair to take your destiny. So I can accept my role with grace, congratulate your defeated opponents, take on your new role with the dignity that it demands. Or I can accept my new role without any grace whatsoever, push past the losers, bask in the glory that is you. I'm a graceful individual. Let's congratulate our defeated opponents. You've done it. Time to prepare for government. Well, that's something else that we can go and look at, I guess. We gained 500 experience, and I've become a minister. Time to change the world. But before we go into the parlour, let's have a quick look at the shop. Bazaar, they're selling carefully packed crates of munitions. A retired commander has tipped you off to the sale of a substantial amount of Admiralty surplus, shot and shell, rifle and revolver. That's actually a really good price. And the butler's discretion? An exasperated butler sells copies of the gushing accounts of life at Purance, written by occupants and guests, which are so popular in London. Ministeria-approved literature, you say? No fuel and supplies, that could be dangerous. Okay, let's go back into the parlour, and let's hand in one of our invitations. I believe we have a few. Join the Halflight Mask. Through the Empress, straight on till morning. The portrait of the Empress swings open, and a succession of brightly dressed debutantes, sour-faced chaperones, and prim servants stumbles into the parlour. They barely have a moment to rest their feet and take a sip of tea before a panel of wallpaper slides open, the dark maw of a sharply curving passage just visible in the dawn light. The exasperated butler snatches the invitation from your hands. Remember, your invitation only lasts one day. It is a warning, but sounds a little wistful. He propels you forward to join the court in its procession. You emerge, a little tender, into the morning. The morning room is a grander version of the parlour, presided over by the orate Duchess in her pink and purple silks. Dowagers of varying stateliness and aplomb take tea and converse in low tones. Other debutantes reply to correspondence, writing notes in elegant script and affixing them with sealing wax. Meanwhile, chaperones give orders to the servants and see to Purance's household accounts. The light is a flushed yellow, autumnally ripe. Okay, so my options here is charming various people, or we can find the presumptuous heiress, and I think I am going to do this. We can probably do another normal run at a later date. She must be here somewhere, but can you find her? The macabre counsellor commissioned you to find and free her daughter, the presumptuous heiress. First, you'll need to find her among the debutantes. So we can either search the dining hall. The macabre counsellor provided you with a fulsome description, several charcoal sketches, and a lock of hair. Unfortunately, almost everyone here is young, comely, and slavishly contemporary with current fashions. Or we can ask around. Perhaps with sufficiently enticing gossip, you could coax her identity from another debutante. What's our chances here? 89%? Let's see if we can pass with 89%. Good, we did. There she is. Her mass of dark brown curls is set off with a spray of curving blue-black feathers, so high they scrape the low ceiling. She leans on a grand piano, talking to the pianist. A lady of comparable build with similar brown curls, an identical chin, and matching eyes. They could be sisters. Oh. Apparently the macabre counsellor has 2 daughters. She said nothing of this. No doubt it will prove to be a complication. There are too many people nearby to speak with either sister discreetly. But in the evening there will be a ball. Perhaps you'll have a chance then. Morning ends. It's time to move on. Okay, let's move onward. One of the Dowager Duchesses rings a bell. Conversation halts with practiced suddenness. Morning is over. Everyone arrays themselves in a procession according to their station. The Dowager Duchess at the front, debutantes just behind, then chaperones and visitors, and the servants bringing up the rear. There is much jostling for position within each group, according to rules that you cannot begin to fathom. You enter the narrow and twisting passage, stumbling in the enveloping darkness as the debutantes giggle and shout. With each step, the shrieks of hours being spun backwards resonates through your body, leaving you shaking and worn. You emerge, blinking into the dazzle of afternoon. Here, the curtains are pulled back with tasseled ropes, allowing the clockwork sun to spill its stark gold into the dining room. The long table is set with rows of gleaming china dinner plates, patterned with delicate florals. Silver cutlery, polished to a high shine, gleams atop of pristine tablecloth. Servants pour endless glasses of watered wine or carry in the next in a stream of elaborate dishes. Okay, so here all we have is charming. We can either charm a chaperone. A chaperone pushes his food around his plate while a loud debutante tells an interminable joke. You suspect the chaperone has heard it a great many times. Integrating yourself with chaperones may win favour with both servants and debutantes. We can charm a servant. You drain your wine glass and raise it an inch, trying to catch a servant's eye. Perhaps, given an opportunity, you can win their approval. Or we can charm a debutante. A florid youth chatters brightly to your right, their laugh a little too sharp. What's our highest chance here? 89? 100? Our highest chance is the chaperones. Let's see if we can get in with the chaperones. The chaperone soon considers you a fast friend. He deftly inserts you into a lively conversation between several debutantes. He also gives a subtle signal to the servants, and thereafter you are always served the finest cuts of meat. It is, more or less, like pork. Not many pigs were brought into the sky, of course, but let's call it pork. Okay, so we got debutante's favour and servant's favour. Lovely. And into the night. A Dowager Duchess gives a small nod and the entire company rises as one. A passage opens behind the china cabinet, and the procession forms once more. You take a breath and step into the close, stifling darkness, trying not to fall behind as the passage contorts and coils. With each step, the shrieks of hours being spun backwards resonates through your body, leaving you shaking and worn. You spot a figure masked in a featureless black, their face covered by a smooth oval of polished obsidian. Who are they? It is an enormous relief to spill out into the evening at the grand ballroom. Everyone finds their place without a murmur, and courtly life is resumed, almost as though the terrors you just experienced never existed. Hanging from the grand ballroom ceiling is a vast Omalu gasolier, its spidery arms decked with cut crystal drops. It casts soft yellow brightness onto the masked dancers below. As they whirl across the polished parakeet floor, music blends with the hum of genteel conversation and the stiff swish of starched crinolines. The Halflight Mask is in full swing. There is barely room to stand, much less move. So let's continue with the presumptuous heiress. She favours the polka. Alas, the presumptuous heiress is everything you expected in a dance partner. Demanding, joyful, and a touch too exuberant for propriety. But attention is only partially on you, and only very peripherally on the steps of the dance. Instead, she waves at friends across the ballroom and whispers snatches of conversation as they pass close by. Between mincing steps interspersed with quick turns in double time, you manage to ask your questions. Let's ask her to leave. Let's tell her about her mother's commission. For all her frivolity, the presumptuous heiress can summon a thunderous frown when the moment demands it. Leave without my poor luckless sister? I've never heard such base cowardice. She continues for some time, casting imprecations on her mother, her plan, and her own involvement. The idea is lack-witted in the extreme, even for Mamma. I would rather rot here. She plucks a curate from a passing silver platter and looks for a servant to refill her champagne. As expected, a complication. The macabre counsellor told you she has an agent in position at Purance to assist you. You'd better find them and seek advice. The heiress won't leave without her sister. Find the counsellor's agent in Purance to seek advice. I can dance with a luckless sister, apparently. A country dance. I have to watch your feet. The luckless sister is light on her feet, with a graceful tread. Her curls escape her pins as she twirls, gleaming a dark bronze in the gaslight. She looks very much like her sister as she dances, the occasional anxious line in her face smoothing over with the abandon of youth. Still, there is a watchfulness about her, even as you clasp hands and smile. You must seize your moments for speech. Somehow, you contrive. Let's ask about her family, investigate her opinions of the presumptuous heiress and the macabre counsellor. The luckless sister is thoughtful where her sister is pleasingly frivolous, and considered when her sister is untroubled. You gently steer the conversation in the direction of her sister, probing for resentments or jealousies. You find none. It is only when you mention the matter of mothers that the luckless sister's quiet charm alters. The one true pleasure of this awful place is that I will likely never see her again. Awful place? You look around at the laughing dancers in their shimmering finery, and the crystal decanters dark with wine. The window's evening blaze caught and refracted in the shining chandeliers. Let's explain her commission. Would she perhaps be willing to convince her sister to leave Purance? With you? Tonight? The luckless sister's laugh startles a nearby chaperone. He gives you a stern look, no doubt suspecting you of nefarious levities. Once her amusement subsides, she refuses. If I truly thought that would be best for my sister, I would help you. My mother would only entangle her in schemes and plots. My sister is ill-suited for a life of intrigue and suspicion. She is not surprised that her mother would abandon her here, but nor does she seem inclined to aid you. You will need some form of leverage. Well, the song ends. You part ways from the luckless sister. She returns to her position at the edge of the ballroom. Well, let's continue charming the chaperones. The chaperones wear drab versions of the debutantes' masks, animals patterned in shades of brown and grey. They prowl the ball, ensuring that no one is getting too friendly. 100% chance again? You help one break up an assignation between two of their wayward charges. The chaperone's eyes blaze with such indignance, you imagine the paste gems at their ears and throat gleam with reflected fury. As you drag the recalcitrant debutante from behind the heavy fustian curtains, you notice that the glass of the arched windows behind them is covered in a layer of soot, blocking out any possibility of sunlight. Okay, so now we can either listen to the anxious chaperone. One of the chaperones approaches you as the evening ends. He has one blue eye and one green. I need your help. Or I can move onwards. The music stops. Somewhere below, a mechanical rumble can be heard as the hour looms begin spinning. Purance is one perfect, perpetual day all over again. I think I have to do this bottom one in order to continue the mission? I don't know. Do I listen to the anxious chaperone? I mean, worst case scenario, I have to do this whole thing again. Somebody needs my help. I can't just ignore that. You're trusted by both servants and debutantes. That's a rare indeed. It inclines me to hope that you may be admirable. Thus, I ask you for a favour. You're a traveller. I trust something to your care. Without a pause, she pushes her fingers into her own eye socket and pulls the eye out with a wet pop. She holds it out to you expectantly. Are you expected to take this? Wait, on closer inspection the eye is glass, although the iris is inlaid with emerald and jet, flecked with gold. My family committed themselves to the Barbizon work world to pay off their debts. This will buy years of their service. I beg you, take it to them. You wrap the chaperone's eye in your cuff. Perhaps if you're travelling that way. Okay, so we have to deliver an eyeball to Barbizon. Oh good, I can move onwards anyway. One of the blacked out ballroom windows opens to reveal a passage back to the parlour at dusk, or perhaps dawn. The keening of the hours as they are spun backwards makes your legs weak and your heart pound. You feel unaccountably wearied. Spot a figure masked in a featureless black, their face covered by smooth oval and polished obsidian. Who are they? You enter the parlour through the portrait of the Empress and limp away, sore-footed from dancing and stumbling through the dark. Behind you, the members of the court of Purance chatter and take tea, and make ready to begin their day anew. For tonight, and every night thereafter, is the Halflight Mask. Okay, a chaperone taps me on the shoulder. You are equally popular with both debutantes and their servants, a feat the chaperones admire. Never let it be said that you allowed class to dictate the breadth of your friendships. The chaperones murmur quiet congratulations, remarking how your presence smoothed what is often a difficult day. They do hope you'll return. You leave richer in gossip and soothed by the distractions of the Halflight Mask. Your terror has fallen, and we gained 4 Salon stewed gossip and 200 experience, which is not insignificant. Okay, and with that, I think I'm going to end this episode here. We are going to have to go back in to the Halflight Mask to try and find somebody who can help us get leverage to help rescue the sisters. But either way, thank you all very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It really does help keep the channel going. Help me keep making these videos. And as always, I'll see you next time.